Hello again. Today I'm going to introduce you to some more easily confused words. Our first examples are beside and besides. These words are very easily confused even for native speakers. Beside is quite a formal preposition. It means at the side of or next to. For example, I am here on my own tonight. Would you come and sit beside me and join me for a coffee? There was a large desk beside the blackboard on which the teacher placed her materials, her laptop and her pens. Besides. Besides is a preposition or a linking adverb. It means in addition to or also. For example, what other types of cheese do you like besides cheddar? As a linking adverb, we usually put a comma before and after besides in writing. For example, I don't think going out for a stroll is a good idea at the moment. The weather forecast says it's going to be showery, and besides, it's getting late, and we don't want to be outside in the dark in such unseasonable weather. Classic, classical. Classic is an adjective which means high in quality. We particularly use this word to describe something that is valued because it has a traditional style. For example, the princess wore a classic dark blue Chanel-style jacket to the opening ceremony of the museum last night. Try a Little Tenderness is a classic hit by Otis Redding from the 1960s. Classic, often linked with the word example, also means perfect or most typical. For example, British people in their 50s and 60s will remember the programme Blue Peter, which is a classic example of TV made for children. It was first broadcast in 1958 and is still running today. Classic also exists as a noun. We use a classic and the classics to refer to the greatest and most famous works of literature from the past. For example, Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment is a major classic. Written in the 19th century, it is often cited as one of the supreme achievements in literature. All students of English should read the classics, such as Shakespeare, Dickens and Jane Austen. Classics without an article means the academic subject, which includes the study of ancient Greek and Latin. For example, remember that if you choose to study classics at university, you will not only be studying the literature, but also the history of the period together with archaeology. Classical is also an adjective and is often confused with the adjective classic. We use classical to refer to the culture of the past and to art forms, including painting, music and architecture, which belong to a long formal tradition. For example, Mozart, unlike Beethoven, was a purely classical composer. Beethoven developed the transition from the classical style to the romantic style. My younger sister takes delight not only in classical ballet, but also in jazz dancing. Economic, economical. Both these words are adjectives, but are often confused and wrongly used. We use economic to mean related to trade, industry or money. For example, the economic forecast for the next 2 years is not very encouraging. The government will surely have to readjust its economic policy in the light of the sharp rise in unemployment figures. Economical is used to mean not using a lot of money, saving money. For example, electric bikes are very economical. They certainly cost less money to run than a motorbike. Having a shower rather than running a bath is more economical in terms of water consumption. Hanged and hung. The difference between hanged and hung can literally be deadly. Hung is the past of the verb to hang most of the time. For example, we hung the poster on the wall. I hung my clothes up outside as the weather was sunny in the hope that they would dry. Hanged is the past tense of hang in one very particular situation. Hang here means to execute a criminal by hanging them with a rope. So, in these cases, the past tense of hang is hanged. For example, the court sentenced the criminal to be hanged after he had been convicted of the murder of his aging grandfather. The war criminal was hanged in prison within 8 days of his conviction for the unlawful death of thousands of innocent citizens. Historic, historical. Historic means important or likely to be important in history. For example, after years of membership of the European Union, the result of the Brexit vote in 2016 was a historic moment for the nation. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1990 was a historic occasion for the whole of Europe. Historical means relating to the study of things from the past. For example, Hilary Mantel is one of the UK's most popular authors of historical novels. Her famous work, Wolf Hall, was dramatised by the BBC in 2015. Archaeologists found a large number of historical objects when they excavated the burial chamber in the Valley of the Kings. Lose and loose. We spell them differently and we pronounce them differently, but native English speakers still use these words incorrectly. Fortunately, they are quite easy to distinguish. Lose, pronounced with a Z sound, is a verb, meaning not to have something anymore, to be unable to find something, or to not win. You lose your mobile phone, or you lose your way while looking for somewhere. For example, we don't want our basketball team to lose the game. Gamblers will eventually lose all their money if they don't quit while they are ahead. Loose, with an S sound, on the other hand, is an adjective that means free, unattached, or not tight. It is also a verb which means to untie or let go of something. For example, the painting fell down because it was too loosely attached to the wall. A loose pair of shoes will definitely feel very uncomfortable. The word loser means a stupid, unfortunate person who is definitely uncool. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Don't forget to pass it on, place a like, and turn on your notifications.